Ah, the good old street life. Do, 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 do. May I repeat to you, Zaidi Boy here, aka a rational Muslim. I don't like introducing myself. If you're here, it doesn't matter who I am. Like Imam Ali said, right? Don't look at who's speaking, listen to what they're saying. Okay? Now, if you're out of the frame, who am I talking to? Obviously, someone that's interested in doing an idiotic thing like trying to produce a fucking movie. It's like Daniele Acera, my ex, Italiana. Like she was an Italian and I dated her. I can't even believe this thing. Yo, she was a Italiana. She said they're like chameleons. A, they beat each other up out of love. B, and then C, yo, making movies. She says your life should be a movie. Yo, if you want to, you can email her and tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like tell her this guy out there, he's on this video and he's telling you Dachera, DACERRA at Gmail. Dachera. Now here's the thing. The thing for you to remember is she thinks or told me and believes, I suppose. I don't know if she lies or not. Heck, I don't know if I lie or not, frankly. Her family, Achera, with two R's, makes Acer computers. Now that I've become more or less of an expert in La Cosa Nostra, this thing called LCN, which means a fucking Sicilian thing. Some fucking guy from Sicily can talk about this thing. Unlike this guy, Francesi, and another guy like this fucking asshole, I gotta swear a bit. Like one swear word and you're still okay. More than that, guys, it's R rated. So now, very quickly, like I'll go back to that other stuff maybe later on. If you are in the frame, make sure you're looking at this camera. This is very important. This is taking me years to understand. It doesn't matter. Like at the point at which you understand a thing like this in my world, the rewards of that thing. This is like now I get accolades where I used to get insults. I don't know how to explain this. It's like this guy says Francis Ford Coppola or Scorsese, one of these guys, like these guys, the original San Francisco American zoetrope filmmaking team. They were bent out of shape because of same thing that goes on all the time, right? They're mad, like the San Fran people, like these artists and filmmakers, and I suppose the whole of this goddamn flower child thing, right? Like this Woodstock, like so. There's hate in Ashbury in San Francisco, and not Maryland, but Charles Manson, among other people, like ended up there, and they're like. But here's the thing, like, first of all, Charlie Manson gets a pass for fucking shizzle. He didn't kill anyone, okay? He apparently told some people to do some things. What is established is that these fucking females screwed every fucking guy like in town if they, if there's something in it for Charlie. Okay, so they were basically his harem, his girls. Look, they had group sex in a circle. Like this is all from Scribd. I might as well just say this is all from Scribe with a D. Audiobooks for like $12 a month, unlimited, as opposed to you and Audible and Jeff Bezos flying William Shatner to fucking Mars, God willing. Yo, I love Amazon. I love Jeff Bezos. I wasn't gonna talk about any of this, guys. The whole art of filmmaking is encompassed by what is inside of this fucking frame, this box. That's why I moved out the way, right? So listen, it's your goddamn job to make sure that this thing is aesthetically pleasing. Facts, okay? What to say, like there's some fucking syringe over there or some bullshit, like you're shooting like a certain time period and some fucking guy walks past with a Rolex or some goddamn thing like this. So this means you're not a pro. Listen, I gotta talk about expertise. Sharpen your fucking saw. Okay, that's two f bombs. Two f bombs. So this is now R rated. Dude, dude. No, I'm joking. I'm being silly, but there's cameras everywhere. I'm doing this. You're walking by. Sorry, I'm leaving. Okay, so guys, your job must teach you some fucking thing. Now, if you're in a situation where you gotta pay your goddamn bills, and who doesn't? You pay those goddamn bills, right, guys? Sorry. Like if you're a woman, you do what you like. This is facts. Okay. All right. So now paying your bills is one thing, running after money is another. Running after money is the stupidest fucking thing besides seeking attention. Guys, I want to tell you, if anyone listens to this, and I need to say this, so I'm saying it. I was a quiet baby to the extent that I remember one time some guy asked my dad, "Does he speak?" Like I wasn't there. Like this is the thing. Like for some reason, like this is my lot in life. I know I'm diverging and diverging and diverging, but all of these things are things that I think about. I'm a little piece of shit standing here under a bridge. Okay, I talk about people like Friedrich Nietzsche or Jordan Peterson at the University of Toronto. I seen one of his ads now. His algorithm shot me an ad on YouTube. Okay, so people see this ugly guy, right, and they think he's an idiot, and they're correct. Like everyone's a fucking idiot, and then every guy's an asshole, right? Women, I don't know about. Like women may not be idiots, and they may or may not be assholes. Like what I've understood, guys, is that women see things differently and in many ways more correctly than guys. I don't know what to say. Like I sound like this fucking dandy, right? Yo, I'm heterosexual. I'm married to a Colombiana. She's fucking insane. Like just talking about her gets your goddamn cerebral cortex jiggling, right? Bucaramangana, montaña cerca de la ciudad de fucking Cartagena de la Rosa. No, Santa Marta de la Rosa, and then you've got Cartagena. It's a mini Miami. Like law of opposites, okay, is as follows. Everything has an opposite, and everything is known by its opposite. This kind of thing. Binary would be that thing. Guys, the harder you try and do something, the more you fuck it up. The more you run after something or someone, the more they evade you. This is Zen, right? So now you watch this movie, Steve. Okay, it's called the Tao is Steve, basically. The guy's name is Steve. He lives in a fucking basement, his mom's garage, basically. He's one of these guys. Like, I mean, we've all been there, guys, right? I'm thinking. So now he is just a normal guy, like an ugly guy like myself, overweight, but he's like on the obese side. But he is a fucking pua of the highest order, pickup artist. I refer you to Neil Strauss, The Game, The Game, The Game. It's like a book. It's like it's belittling of women. No, it's like the ultimate in worshiping like the feminine, as far as this guy's concerned. Yo, like I'll just say this, like what something I thought about and realized on my own prior to studying this fucking thing since that day, which was 20, 30 years ago. Guys, you want to pick up a girl or date a girl and you think like you don't like honor her. Like there's no way to put it other than respect and honor. It's the same fucking thing. Like I don't give a shit about respect at all. Um, I mean, if someone is trying to like I saw, okay, I went to like get this phone. I'll show you, show and tell. Okay, either ask, or show and tell. If you're such a good person, if you're so fucking morally righteous and like whatever, you're some noble. So then you got to behave better. So the other guy, you got to give that person a pass, right? Because it's like, listen, like ultimately, I'm writing about this fucking thing. I'm writing about a lot of things. If you want to read something I'm writing right now, then check out this thing for my client Steve Scott. bit.ly/. Stephen Scott Thriving. Okay, Ariana Huffington has a book called Thrive. This is a word that came out of this guy's mouth. Like he wanted to talk about these things and this thing. So it's in the title, or it may not be in the title anymore, but bit.ly// Stephen with a V, capital S. This is, by the way, it's an old link. So what you want to do is just capitalize all your links. So you say Stephen Scott Thriving, hyperlink capitalized, then V if you're like in a situation like where I'm trying to promote this link. And of course I am because I'm talking about it. Guys, Imam Ali said that you should see or understand more or less, because you will as soon as I say it. Your speech is a subset of your actions. Speech is in order to do what every act is intended to, which is create an outcome, a fucking outcome. So sometimes like someone like Donald Trump, like I don't admire this guy. He's a narcissist. Like I admire him. Let me put it this way. He is a narcissist. He's a megalomaniac. He's a nationalist. He may be a fucking Nazi. I think he's just a mouthpiece for 60 million fucking Nazis, real Nazis with guns and RPGs and fucking like swastikas and Sig Heils. Like 60 million. Like, so I gotta say this because it's like I've written about it or I talk about this thing and here it is. Okay, so Vladimir Putin right now, guys, this is like vis-a-vis the precarious situation that Canada is in at the start of this year of our Lord 2022, right? As your lawyer, I advise that we're gonna have to be armed to the teeth. Yo, this fucking guy. Yo, we need to get sound like speakers, like some kind of recording equipment, all this kind of fucking stuff. Like the drugs, like this is the thing here, or a thing. Not that I'm promoting drugs. I am promoting this movie, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Drugs are incidental. Like they're doing a thing, right? And I don't know, like it's bizarre. What it is like to this guy right now, basically, it's like when I smoke weed. This is cigarettes, by the way. This is for my wife. Like I got to show her that I'm like, so this is a weed box. And so someone might say to my beautiful wife, yo, this fucking guy smoking weed again, and he came around and he got into a fight. Sweetie, I got into a goddamn fight. Like I was gonna explain to these people, just in case you watch this. I don't expect you to. I appreciate your likes and comments and the usual, right? Now, this fucking phone has become the bane of my existence. Did I steal it? I don't think I stole it. If I was baked and I went into Tim Hortons and someone had left it there, and I'm already like, I had the police called on me like 2 or 3 Tim Hortons ago. I still go there for the coffee. Okay, so this fucking phone, like, so it's still. I got into a fight over it. I went back and the stupid lady. I mean, I got my money back. I don't have to tell you, I got my fucking money back. But like, we exchanged words, and so then I just told her what the fucking facts are. I said, "You're the devil because you don't wear a hijab, right? And this fucking guy, your husband, he's like a little pussy ass bitch. You're a little pussy ass bitch." And I called him a kussa. It's a very, very like hateful. Like it basically means a neuter, and it's something that I was called. I suppose that this is what it is. Like you do what is has been done to you. This is what happens. So people have fucked around with you, and that's why you're gonna fuck around with people. So back to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The guy at the desk, yo, if it's a gay person like this, not me. I'm married, heterosexual again for the second time, perhaps in this video. People think I'm gay. I'm trying to fight this fucking thing. Yo, when chasing monsters, you will become a monster. Okay. The second sentence, and then when you stare into the abyss stares back into you. I became a yuppie fag, a fucking fag. As for yuppie, that's easy. No one knows what it is. It's the cause of all our problems. It's like middle class entitlement, essentially. So now, if you are inside of the frame and you want people to pay attention, you have to make eye contact. God bless these fucking felons at Google for putting a circle around the lens. A noise dampener, noise dampener. Okay, so let alone that you've got more than 360, you've got everything, and you can do. I'm not trying to sell this. I'm trying to talk to people who are interested in this kind of stuff, right? You got to do it because you're into it, right, guys? I mean, it's not what you think of as following your passion either. You got to find your niche. You got to find what you're good at. Actually, you got to find what pays the bills. Mm. Rather, let me just correct all of this very simply. I just wrote it down. I wish I had my notepad. Guys, you have to do what pays the bills, not what you're good at or what you like. Did you get that? This is 30 fucking years practically in the making, 25. I meet the best sales guy ever. The first top sales guy I met, like I worked at activestate.com. They were acquired by Sophos, okay? Phophos, okay? Sierra, October, Papa, Hotel, October, Sierra. They're actually the biggest business antivirus company in Europe. They're started by some guy from Cambridge and another dude from Oxford or some kind of bullshit like this. By the way, they don't teach you shit at Cambridge. I don't know about Oxford. Yo, in jail recently, I read Stephen Fry, one of his autobiographies. The fucking guy just like creates content. Like, this is what I'm encouraging you to do. If you're into this thing, like, you're watching this, right? And people click on this stuff, and like I have had like all kinds of people visit the channel, so I'm very circumspect. I'm very careful about what I say. This is weed. No, this is tobacco. So I know there's children around, and smoking weed is for weed smokers, more or less losers and slackers, more or less, unless you're some kind of hip hop artist or some goddamn thing like this. Guys, Chromebook is $300 new. Okay, it's like everything else online, half price on Kijiji. Like, and then nowadays, like I get these ads flashed by Dell or something like this, like on Kijiji or something like this. Like, An ad, as you know, will follow you around the internet. This is what they're doing with your data. They don't give a fuck about who you're sleeping with or your like goddamn bank account or taxes. Like, here's the answer to privacy. Who gives a fuck about you? So Michael Dell talked about it like this, something like this. He said you get privacy or security, one of these two things, but you can't have both, right? Now, if you're into this thing that you're watching, get a Chromebook. If you're into doing like consulting, if you're into a laptop lifestyle, I hate using these kinds of loaded and cliched and generally bogus and bullshit terms. I'll tell you out of experience what I found is you need 2 hours to 4 hours of work, as in deep thinking, and your fucking thing. Like you're smashing some kind of graphics project or making calls or you've got a client. You need to, but then you got to book these things, guys. Remember, it's all sales and marketing. Like life has to be sales and marketing, and sales is marketing, right? And marketing is branding, but like I'm not a branding guy. Branding, if you've got Gucci, you don't need marketing, ads. You don't need sales guys, right? Sales. If you've got good marketing, people will go to your website and they'll buy a fucking Tesla, right? You don't need a sales guy. So sales is subsumed by marketing, and marketing is part of branding. Branding is everything. Like you exist and others exist, and then there's some kind of mutual inference. Like you see them a certain way, that is their brand. They see you a certain way, that is your brand. This stupid thing people say, perception is reality. It's total shit. Perception is perception, reality is reality, words are words, and those are all words. Words are shit. They're total shit. Like they're pointers. Guys, you get a Chromebook for 150 bucks. Okay, if you go to Staples, they'll charge you 300 bucks in tax. You can do all kinds of shots, up and down, crane, 360. No, more than 360. There's no word for it, more or less. Like you get the whole globe. Like if you want to, you could do all kinds of stuff, right? And it's got noise dampening. I'm not trying to sell this. I want you to get something out of this stupid fucking thing. I don't know why you're watching this. Like you need to go and watch a Jeff Bezos video or this guy called Sam Ovens. He will actually fry your fucking philibria, which is a made up word. Yo, this guy, consulting.com. Okay, just total segue. I'm not gonna be because there's so many people and it's so distracting, and not that I blame them. I'm a fucking person after all. Yo, and people are have to pay attention. It's a moral obligation, and that's how you learn and interact and all this shit, right? Everything is sales and marketing. Okay, Sam fucking Ovens. Yo, Jeff Bezos on autoplay will destroy any kind of MBA or any fucking guy like who's like this slick and he's sharing his secrets with you, this kind of thing. Yo, this is just a way of saying this, but oh shit, more weed. Look at this. I keep finding it. This is for my wife. Look at this. Look at this. This bipolar guy, quote unquote, and then the children. Doo, doo, doo. Sorry, you weren't in there. I was gonna let it roll, but then I was like, not this lady. Yo, a lady commands respect. Don't ever lose that. It's like she's not even gonna be around some stupid stuff. I'm so sorry about this. Did you see that? Normal woman, she likes you calling her dirty names. She likes you treating her like shit. In some countries, normal women are like, this is bullshit. Like, I'll destroy it right now. Look at this. I just found this weed. Pew, pew, pew. So this is for mi esposa. This is weed. This is not like tobacco. I can tell. Trust me, I roll these fucking things day and night. I'll show you. Like, I'll hit this thing home, right? Because you show and tell. Like this big thing right here, like of all the little ones, this is just tobacco. I mean, yo, I'll try and give you some better lighting. Pew, 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 pew. So we're right outside the subway station. I'll tell you what I was trying to do. Like it's been 19 minutes. Okay, so okay, here we go. An addict. You're working with an addict here. Guy who's basically seen and done it all as far as he's concerned. Like every fucking person. It's weed. It's tobacco. It's not weed. I'm diagnosed bipolar. Okay, it's not a joke if I say, yo, bipolar chronic 2. Yo, pass the blunt, motherfucker, because I'm hooked on chronic 2. This is silly shit. I wanted to go inside here and sing. And unfortunately, I'm so scatterbrained due to lack of sleep and the usual shizzle that I fear I'm going to leave my stuff lying around or some fucker is going to steal it. Like any fucking person. Guys, here's another reason why you can't trust anyone. Other people may not exist, guys. Like I got this short story. I should promote it. I'll tell you, it's there. At one point earlier this month, frankly, I was sorry. There's cameras everywhere. I was talking about Sherborne Station. So earlier this month, I don't even know what I was saying, frankly. Scatterbrained, right? So I wanted to go in there and shout, like, well, my stuff's here, but I realize if I'm shouting, no one's going to. Boo, 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 boo. Ohio's that way. Yo, nowadays everybody want to make right. They got something to say. Nothing comes out. Nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Because the motherfuckers are smacked up and they doped down. And yeah, they forgot about El Toro and Detroit. Right. You guys know that Windsor has another name, right? Windsor, Ontario, South Detroit. Good. Anyway, so here's this thing. So this thing is Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers. Like, I want to go into the sun so bad, but I know, guys, I wrote this down somewhere. It's so powerful. Like, I hypnotized a bunch of people on the bus with these words. You do not want what you want. You do not want what you want. You keep repeating this thing, you'll go insane, or like this thing will just suck everything else into a vortex of uncertainty. So now, pay attention. So the art of filmmaking is paying attention to what's inside of the frame. Your job is okay. It's quote unquote to say it's aesthetically pleasing. This is nonsense. These are words. Remember and listen good. It's a sales thing. Go get him now. Yo, TFT's in the house. EMS, EMS. Boo, boo, boo. EMS is. Oh shit! Is it the fuzz? So, guys, I wanted to actually sing. I've sung. I wanted to sing other stuff. I have to go. Today is Muslim celebration. Tonight, when the sun sets, the next day begins, right? So, I have some time. Like, I went to this stupid lady. Like, I still can't believe any of this. I wanted to show you my phone. Yes, I showed that to you. And this stupid lady gave me, like, sweetie, she gave me my money back, right? Like, I spent some of it already, but, like, you know what? Like, I believe cash is king, and I'm trying to save receipts and live responsibly, just so you know. Now, as for would be film auteurs and people that think, yo, if you think getting into the entertainment industry is easy, you'll be like, what have you done? I've done everything. Like, have I been paid? I don't like. I'm the guy who believes you shouldn't be paid for art to begin with, like music at least. Like art, like so a painting might serve some kind of architectural or some fucking function in terms of the design world, but music is free. Like music has to be free. Like this is what it is. Like, and you shouldn't even need like kudos or anything. Like basically, if you want something back from whatever you're out of what you're doing, then then that's fake. Then you're not doing it for the thing itself, by definition. So like where you point the camera obviously affects your lighting. See, you don't need fancy like lighting and then this thing like right here. Oh, look at this! I'm taking this shit. I need tinfoil. Fuck. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like this is, of course, it's clean. It's from Dollarama as well. That's my favorite. So you have some guy with like this is drugs. Of course, it's drugs. People like these guys, they just do drugs, and then they just that's their life, and then like they get money from like their welfare check and then they'll steal, like Boost, right? What kind of life is that? Then there are those street hustlers, mad dogs, like guys I respect, and I was one of them, and I rode with them, and I learned from these guys. I wasn't one of them. Like my guy comes to me, like he's 20 something, and he just looks. I'm rambling away, and then he just blinks and he said, "Since I saw you last, I've turned over like $2,300 worth of stuff." Like he's exchanged it, right? So it's like a guy with a safety pin. This guy is out there. Go Google him. Go do something useful. I'm serious. Like he ended up with a fucking house by way of trading. He up traded a pen to a pencil and this kind of bullshit. Like some fucking nonsense like this is real. This is called streets. You can trade and hustle your way to whatever you want. So it's about the utility of things, right? Like, so there's a Napalm Death album, Utilitarian. I urge you to look it up. Like, it'll destroy so many stereotypes all at once, right? These fucking people are the best. They've been around for 35 years. They have a sister group, Carcass. Okay, same kind of thing, like Metallica and fucking Megadeth. Dave Mustaine started Metallica, is the way I say it. Like, I'm trying to meet someone who I actually know what the fuck happened, or like I don't like know any of these people. I talk to a lot of people on Twitter. Like, I'll copy like at sign Metallica and at sign Morbid Angel Band and things like this. Like, I think it's Morbid Angel Band. You should use Twitter to get in touch with your celebrities. Okay, and brands. Like brands, I'm not even going to say it. I shouldn't say this thing. Like a person who's into Beyonce, you get this domain for 10 or 12 bucks, not from GoDaddy.com, yourname.com. On this domain, you create a fan page for Beyonce. Just like as soon as you go there, you see her fucking face flying out at you. Like, you need to use high res pictures, and there's a lot of little tiny things that will derail all of this, right? So I'm happy to look at any of your stuff. Like, if you're interested in any of this, like I've started using this tagline, I do not want your money. Like, this is streets. It's like, I don't want shit right now. I'm just here and you're here, and like I'm just here, like, and you're here, right? People will walk up like, so yeah, I went to get this phone fixed, right? And so I'm having it out with this lady. Why? Because she needed this. As far as I'm concerned, this is just what I was gonna say earlier. A reasonable, some kind of rationale to explain an emotional outburst, or emotional decision, or like, we are ruled by our emotions, and after the fact we justify what we do in the light of reason, which doesn't exist. It's impaired at that point, because if you're so fucking stupid to do that, then you deserve what you get, and you actually get what you deserve. So again, in sales, they say people, sales is everything again, and sales is marketing, and marketing is everything, and marketing is branding, and Pythagoras said numbers are everything, and marketing is metrics, and marketing is also curiosity. The problem with these fucking rules and categorizations is you must always reduce them to binary. There's two. Why? I don't fucking know. This is my whole thing right now. Two, you got to think two. Law of opposites, right? So you've got a perspective, someone else has. It's hard, because it's very hard. How can they have an opposing and entirely correct perspective? It's impossible. Usually, like my dad says, God bless him, just retired. Like recently, you can like shoot me a comment and I'll send you his, like, well, his phone number. Here you go. Like, call him if you fucking want to. He'll pick up and he'll talk to you. You'll be blown away. Like, he's the opposite of me, basically. Like, a really nice fucking guy. He worked for 50 years as a professor of math slash physics. He got a PhD in atomic physics from the University of Stirling in Scotland, where my accent came from, or some fucking thing. Like, it used to be Scottish, right? I was like, I had to go get it. So these idiots, like, so I'm fighting these people. I've been like, this is downtown. My wife lives around here, and it's like, I don't want to go up there, because like people like, some people just like fighting me. Like, fuck, I'm like, bring this fucking thing on. Like, I'm laced up. I don't use my fucking, standing on stuff. I don't use my fucking hands, right? To say that I'm a taekwondo expert is to say that, I practice this thing. I look like another joint down there. I practice this thing, right? And I mean, this is on a slope, right? So this is like years though, right? But I'm not gonna make taekwondo videos, and I'm not into talking about it. But all I was saying is, I went around to return the phone. I'm arguing with the lady, and some mysterious stranger walks up, and because it's streets, he wants to look good in front of everyone else, right? So he starts barking at this guy. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Basically, I mean, that's what he would have said if he was the real deal. He would have had enough. He would be like, "This fucking guy again," and he'd be like, he's trying to, in his mind, he's like trying to figure out why I'm behaving like this, and he's giving me a pass again and again. He's like, "Fuck." Yo, in Islam, you got to do this 300 times. Someone smells like booze, well, someone else spilt it on them. Or some crate fell off a fucking truck and smashed, and they spilt in that. They fell in this. Anyway, so this guy finally, when he loses it, yo, they say beware of the anger of a patient man, right? Pew, 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 pew. Yo, is that my water? Es gay, es estamos viendo. Mi esposa es colombiana, hombre. ¿De dónde? Guatemalano or Mexicano? Yo, I want to go into the sun. I'm going into the sun. I got to get out of here. It's 7 o'clock, and today is Eid al-Fitr. It's the for Shias. It's the biggest Eid. Okay, festival or day. Like Imam Ali said, any day you don't sin, which more or less should be every day, and that's the starting point to like mystical things and not being fucking depressed and all this shit. Like, do what you know you should do. Like, it's impossible. You're gonna say, right? Well, this is the rule. You must start by doing every fucking thing correctly. You'll be like, how are you gonna do that? I don't know. I am a student. I've never claimed to know anything much more than the outer appearances of the things of this world, like the Quran says. I used to say I know nothing, like Socrates, but the Quran says that they, as in people like myself and people in general, yo, I want to start talking about a goddamn book so you get something out of this stupid fucking video. Like you're watching this thing and it's like, I feel obliged. It's like Carcass puts out Surgical Steel, the album in 2015. They just put out Torn Arteries. The artwork, as usual, is something mind boggling. Like Torn Arteries has a human heart with all the ventricles and, this whole fucking thing is like fruits and vegetables. It's vegetables, like it's the and it's like you don't like you you really freaking think for a second that it's like a hard or something. Like you look at this, it's amazing. That's what art does. Like I'm just drawn into this thing. You're drawn into this thing, right? So art needs to get you to emote. Emote. Echo Mary October Tango Echo. Emote. This is a very important thing. It means that get someone to you get an emotional react. It's hard to talk about. It's like it's a word people should know. It's hard to explain, right? So emote means like you need to get your customer to emote. You need to get your audience to emote. Your job basically is to push people's buttons. Is what this guy says. Like fuck this, and like you got to go for broke every fucking time. You'll be like, this is too much. How do people live with you? They don't. Like I'm sleep deprived and caffeinated highly, right? I'm trying to drink plenty of water. And like I told my wife, I'm trying to keep receipts. Pew, 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 pew. I'm trying to play the game fairly. I'm trying to do things with cash. Cash, just cash. Cash really is king. And you need to have a couple of 20s and a 5 and things like this in your wallet, or at least, pew, pew, pew. This is so stupid, isn't it? It's silly, like, but you gotta have fun, right? So this book, I want to talk about this book, and I do have some money. I showed this to my wife earlier. If you're just I don't know how that would be, but if you're just joining us, more than one bill, more than one color. Okay, that's the rule. What rule? That's my goddamn rule. Listen, I urge you to go to at Tom Green Live or like just YouTube. I don't watch his shit. I think you should though. If you enjoy any of this, like basically the question really is, does the audience create the artist or vice versa, right? And the fucking thing is, of course, has no answer, right? It's like husband and wife will never see eye to eye. Like this whole fucking thing of seeing eye to eye is just bullshit. It's total shit. Like it's just shit. Like you're not going to see eye to eye, and that's just the way it is. So now this guy, he's Sri Lankan, I believe. I'm just going to verify this for myself. Like I'm rereading this thing. I started reading it, and I'll prove that to you. By the way, I'm into show and tell, right? So if you're tell and show rather, if you're talking about shit, you got to back this fucking thing up with anything. Like you got a nice lighter or some fucking thing that has some kind of credibility and is it's basically you start with a multi-pronged approach. Okay, I don't call someone if I don't have their email address. I will not do this. I don't give a fuck. I simply don't give a fuck. I want their voicemail. I don't even want the person. I'm simply going to say, hey, I'm emailing you. Hope you don't mind. And he's going to read the email because I'm going to leave him that message. He'll read the email, and yo, it's still numbers. Like most people will still like, yo, what it is most people are consumed by like their problems, and they're like, I suppose the way to see it is that they're fighting to survive, and they're gasping for air, and they're like the duck paddling really hard underwater, right? Because either you're working your fucking face off, or you're bent out of shape that you're not, or not where you want to be in certain areas of your life, or some fucking thing, right? Winner of the Giller Prize, good enough for me. Winner of the Governor General's Award and the Prix Medicis. This is like fucking Borgias and like these Italianos again. Just in case you're unclear about this, I want to say this little thing. This guy is Sri Lankan, right? I'm just gonna verify. So I've been drawing on it. Like I've had this for a while. It was in bad condition when I got it. Like it's in bad condition. But I mean, my first love, Louisa, if she ever watches this, yo, do you still have my fucking letters? Do do do. She has a box full of my letters. Like first semester, University of Bridgeport, Connecticut, 1994. She's at the University of Plymouth. Every single day, two sheets, full scape, A4, lined, letter, pen, me. Now I didn't do this quote unquote out of love. I was the guy back then saying like it's stupid. Love is total shit. Like this whole fucking concept of love. Like Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, and Gandhi and Joan of Arc and Mother Teresa. That's those people, and you must study people like that and live with them and fucking hang out with their students and then talk some fucking shit. Right. So in any case, this guy is Sri Lankan, right? This guy's like basically like Nobel laureate or like the highest honor that you'd give some fucking guy in Canada, right? Yo, he wrote the English Patient. Let me just drop that little bomb, like on that shit. It seems it looks like Sri Lanka, right? It it's like a native name. Anyway, so guys, any fucking page you can open a fiction book, okay? Look at the mastery of the fucking thing. Who are you crying for? Ananda and his wife? Yes, she said. Ananda, sailor, they're lovers. Your brother working himself to death? There's only a mad logic here, no resolving. Your brother said something. He said, you've got to have a sense of humor about all this, otherwise it makes no sense. So this is like madness. It's like total, like some guy, like some priest back in the day, or some so called scholar. This guy read the Quran, and he did exactly what the Quran says. The Quran says, as for like such and such kind of people, it's not going to do anything. Wala yazidahum illa nufura. Pew pew. Okay, you're not in the shop, bro. Yo, I covered you with my hat, good sir. Okay, so this book, okay? I just blogged. I wrote like a blog post that was one of the most satisfying things I've done all month. I wrote another one the other day. So, guys, this is tobacco, right? People are staring at me. They think I'm doing drugs. I'm gonna tear each one of these up. Just oh yeah, hold on. I can win both ways. Pew 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 pew. So guys, I'll have my cake and eat it too. Yeah, this is just another thing that people say. You can't have your cake and eat it. Are you fucking stupid? So like you're gonna like spend all your money and snort all your drugs? Like you must be on drugs to be saying fucking stupid shit like this. And then the guy be like, "Who is this guy? Like who let this guy in here?" And then he's engulfed in self doubt, right? So this is what I'm doing. I do want to like remain in the frame. Like this is not that compelling. Right, I'm the guy who works my ass off, and I know I produce some good videos, and I've received like the odd person here and there that is just like some PhD level quant fucking scientist at Google type of fucking guy, and he's being smarmy with me on my fucking channel. And it's like you got to eat this thing and try and understand people's perspectives. He's like, well, at least some of us on this thread. This is what I can't remember. I can't remember what we're talking about, but it's a great remark. It's great. It's just a fucking classic one-liner. Yo, the truth comes out. So, guys, now that my wife is gone, she's gonna, and I wonder who's gonna be the person that says to her, "Well, Hussein, this bad guy, Yo, there's many reasons that I could have this, if you know what it is. And it's not necessarily to smoke it. And if that was the case, I may have smoked it. I'm actually looking for rolling papers to roll this tobacco, right? I'm a poor brown man just trying to make my goddamn way in this world. Guys, so just think about some of these things and I'll be right back. Like, as if you care, but if you're watching this, I suppose I should try and think of something interesting to say. EIU, interesting, rather entertaining, useful, or interesting. So this is sales, marketing, branding, advertising. This is your face. This is you flapping your gums. So then you'll be caught up in like, uh, how do I come up with something entertaining to say? How do I come up with something useful to say? How do I come up with something interesting to say? And then ultimately, interesting is total shit because it's subjective, right? So interesting is total shit because it's subjective, right? Guys, you are entertaining you like this thing, like what is you, like who is this thing that calls itself I/me? This is like some deep shit. I don't know what the answer to that thing is. I mean, unfortunately, it would seem that it's just thoughts. It's thoughts, this fucking thing that you call I/me. The ego. Like, that's why Buddha said it doesn't exist, and I don't study this guy. Like, Buddhism is total shit, by the way. Everyone who has a so called school of Buddhist thought, these fucking people, he didn't write anything down. And he didn't have students per se, like, guys, he didn't have an Aristotle who had a Plato. Right? I mean, you know a person by his students. I've been wanting to say this thing forever. Like, this is what I do. I have these thoughts. What I've discovered and what I've said maybe twice or thrice is that, guys, yo, go get him, sir. Yo, EMS forever. Read Bringing Out the Goddamn Dead movie with Nick Cage. Yo, hey. That's overdoing it, of course, right? Yo, just so you're perfectly clear about the thing. That's why you overdo it. Oops, I smoked a fucking joint by mistake. Right? Like, guys, it's the only fucking thing that calmed me down right now. Like, I was gonna go to jail again. Okay? Tell and show. Or ask, tell, ask. You need to comment me and I'll tell you what these things are. I don't have time to what I've been doing all this month. I've got joints, right? I don't smoke weed. Like, I don't know what to tell you. People give me shit. I can explain this in through any number of ways. In case my wife is watching this is like the hood. If I'm hanging around here trying to YouTube create these videos or content, or that kid in 2052 that might watch this and say that's pretty cool. This is who it's for, of course, and that person is your imagination, right? The answer to a lot of questions in life is imagination, by the way. I mean, regretfully, neither I nor anyone else I know uses this fucking thing at all for what it's worth. Like, you gotta understand the power of the mind, right? And I don't, and everything that you are perceiving right now. Okay, to say it's just chemicals and electricity in your brain is trippy enough, but to understand that it's just a perception. Now, you can comment me. I'll send you the link to a short story I wrote that my elder brother shot down. Boom, like Gotti got it. Yo, you two faces. Wu Tang Clan. You two faces, scum of the slum. I got your whole body numb. Like Solomon in 81, sound convincing. $1,000 court convention. Hands like Sonny Liston. Yo, this is my favorite. Now, in particular, my beats travel like a vortex up your spine to the top of your cerebral cortex. Toronto, how does it feel to be on the receiving end? Oh shit! This is all your fault. Is this girl from? Yo, I'm not dangerous. Hey, wait for YouTube. You people sell me weed, and it's like now he's acting strange. Thank you for not calling the fuzz. Although they're the only ones that talk any like sense in this goddamn town. Really, literally. Yeah, first responders The front lines is where it's at, they tell me. Or I would imagine they would. Guys, I want to roll a cigarette. Like, I smoked a tiny bit of weed. Judith, por favor. My wife is like, you really pissing me off now. Yo, my wife is from the mountains. Mountains, okay? Mountains. I'm the guy, listen, you got to understand what Aristotle meant, in my humble opinion. I am Ho. I'm a ho. Ho. Yo, basically some hardcore gangster shit. Basically. This looks like shit though. I can't put it on. Like this is what the kids do. And it's like, is this guy a fag or a goof? Like how the fuck would he know? Like you see him, like the thing is kids. Like kids are everything right now. Like it used to be like by the time okay, like Cliff Burton. I cried about this fucking guy today. I don't know why. I was watching this documentary. I tweeted about it a couple of times, like screenshots and the early days. And yo, I mean, I'm the guy who says like find your celebrities on Twitter. As far as Cliff Burton goes, I'm not even sure what I was saying. He died. He died young, right? So okay. So now that's it. I think I'm done. I don't even know what I was saying. Today's Eid Ghadir. I'm late. I'm early late because you need to try and plan. Like in my world, to be at a place an hour before you're meant to, with this Toronto Terror Corporation. That's why I terrorize these mofos. Because I want them to know how it feels to be on the. Yo, that's all my stuff right there, right, guys? Everyone realizes this, even though I'm brown. Yo! Toronto Terror Corporation. Sorry, miss, I'm making this thing here and you might have slipped into it. This is a gathering of the masses that come to pay their respects. Everyone's impressed by it. It's so boring and tedious for me, though. I'll be honest with you. And people like, depending on their state of mind, think anything from like I'm a rock god or a rap god to this fucking guy and call the cops. And who does he think he is? This is a gathering of the masses. Yo, the Wu Tang just like are that anomaly for me. Did she steal any of my stuff? Miss, sorry, but I'm scouring my stuff now because, as you know, miss, if I may say so, GTA goofs, thieves, and assholes. I say to my nieces and young girls, like my wife has instructed me, you better be scared of guys. Every fucking guy, not me, is a serial killer or rapist closet, like in the right circumstance, that fucking thing. That guy. Ask this guy when he's drunk. You'll be amazed if you go. You got to go down that rabbit hole, and you can't trust anyone what to say some fucking guy. It's true. You got to. It's facts. You got to be independent. You got to read the Twilight series. You have to have your own fucking place by the time you're 40 that you're renting out to someone else. That's facts. This is called fucking facts. Pew, pew, pew. No echo up there. Look what I just found. I'm gonna tire on myself. So Alright, so am I still filming? I think I am. Fuck. Right, so yeah, like that's what happens when you smoke weed. I have to say, like this is the only major side effect I've seen. Like you do become scatterbrained, like absent-minded professor. So this whole fucking thing, it's like no one's gonna mess with me because I'll smash like anyone that does. Like I'll just destroy anyone that does, right? And like a guy who could beat me fighting wouldn't fuck with my stuff. This kind of thing. So, guys, Eid al Ghadir. Eid is any kind of day, according to Imam Ali, where you don't sin. Eid al Ghadir was the day that Imam Ali was nominated to be the successor of Prophet Muhammad. And that's the difference between Shias and Sunnis. And the Quran says, if وَلَوْ نَشَاءَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةٌ وَاحِدَةً. If we had wanted to, we'd have made all of y'all one religion. But what we wanted to do, Allah just means God with a capital G. I'm married, right? So I'll just straighten that thing out too if it's unclear. I mean, heterosexual, third fucking time I'm saying it on this video. Right, so I appear to be gay. I appear to be something I'm not. Like, this is my curse. I wanted to say that you have to you have to face your curse. I need to get rollies. Eh? Fuck, I'm not. See, this is the thing. I'll just make this last point. I'm not going to go up here and like visit some of these places that I have for years saying to myself, they're my neighbor. And they just don't respect you, guys. And it's like, why the fuck? So my new thing is to only buy from people I respect and who honor me, like who actually don't maybe feel or look stupid. Like look stupid, I don't mind, but like you click with some people and you don't with others. The problem with this fucking strategy, as it were, is that you're not going to find enough people. Like you may find one good person in a year if it's like Bill Britt, like of Amway, right? He's like, if I find a winner in a fucking year and I talk to someone every day, 364 like losses is worth that one fucking person. This is facts though. This is how you build organizations, right? So if you're the guy that spends like a year or two to find your first real fan, that would be how it is done, in fact. I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, just talk to your mom and like fucking do some fucking thing. Like, no one, like people watch these things and no one likes or dislikes or clicks or everyone clicks, but no one comments. And it's like, at one point I was riding like the foam on the waves, on top of the waves, on the crest of like this fucking thing of adulation, in as much as validation. I'll explain it to you. Love equals time equals attention equals validation equals understanding. And understanding doesn't mean agreement. It means the starting point is you listen, okay? And then you understand the person's point of view. Why the fuck would you not want to understand what the fuck that person is really thinking and how they see things? This has been an obsession of mine since I was a kid. Mm. So this brings me back to Steve Scott's book. These are things I think about, and this is what I do. I found that speaking out is the only way to learn. People say you can't learn by speaking. It's the same bullshit. Like people have a lot of things backwards. My favorite, I suppose, is the one I quote the most because it kills it. There are no stupid questions. This is total shit. Like I just said for years. Like I just blurt this out and people listen to it. And sometimes people come up to me afterwards and it's like, sometimes people say you're amazing, or they ask me what was that you were talking about, or what was that website, or who's that person. What the fuck? Like, do you think no one's gonna listen? The birds listen. Doo, 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 doo. Hey, get out of here. You're gonna get shot this way. Pigeon hunting. Doo, doo, doo. You're gonna get doo, doo, doo. Fly, little one. Fly on. Oh, let's go sing some Iron Maiden and terrorize these motherfuckers. Yo, hopefully, like, I figured, like, I'm just making this up. Hopefully, I just planned this out, right? Because there's no cameras here. Miss, this is cigarettes, not weed, which is actually bad for you, right? It's not good for everyone. As the sun breaks above the clouds, an old man stands on a hill. As the ground warms, yeah, not what you're expecting, right? To the first place, real song, Iron Maiden, like first thing at crack of dawn, like in jail, until they fucking straighten me out, like the guards or like this this riffraff, like the fucking convicts. And oh man! So as the sun breaks above, so I would sing this song, Iron Maiden's "Flight of Icarus." On your way, like an eagle, damn, but the bar is high. Touch the sun, flap your wings like a eagle. Then I'd sing this song to rile up the troops. And by the way, one fucking guy validated it. This guy was like, yo, this guy was something else. Like, this guy had so much fucking game, like coming out of his fucking face. Like, I can't start talking about him because I can't even think about this guy. He said to me, "Hey, isn't it like it's?" He basically, I'll say it like he said it. He basically just casually commented and said, "It's like the song that you sing." Like he doesn't start stuff, but he stops stuff. Like this kind of thing. It sounds very hardcore, but this is how you must be, and this is a moral imperative for a guy, right? Women do what they like, right? As per my wife, right? So now, in Union we stand. Like I've been taken away in handcuffs singing this fucking song at Union Station. Hey! Union we stand. Hey! Let's across the land. Why do some vocalists put on an English fucking accent? I don't know. It works. Union way make fighters the hand. Sorry, miss. Am I bothersome? Go! The islands to the city. I'm doing this to terrorize the Toronto Terror Corporation. Tell me you like these guys. Come on. Go! Go! The islands to the cities. Go! The ports into the sea. My stuff, kid. Good idol. Sorry, like you're tops, dog. That's how you find a lot of good shit. Yo, I'll just go and I'll be like, does this belong to anyone? Like for a few minutes. I'll sit there. Yo, I've protected people's stuff this way, bro. Anyway, I gotta go. It's all about the kids. I'm smoking weed here. I don't want to be a bad example, hey?